What's going on, guys? Random Comic here. So today I've got some more Counter-Strike Global Offensive beta for you guys, and please forgive me for having Counter-Strike gameplay in the background, but I actually do want to talk about the Black Ops 2 reveal, because a lot of interesting stuff coming up in that. I mean, no matter what happens, if you hate the series, you're done with it, you find it boring and repetitive, anytime you just see a new trailer or anything new comes out, gives you a little glimpse of hope. You know what I mean? And that's what I have right now. Just seeing the trailer, everybody gets excited even though the game is still months away from being released. We got to talk about it, and we got to always just go together little wish lists and our impressions of what the trailer shows. So if you guys haven't seen all the trailers or interviews, you might actually hear something that you didn't hear before. So the first thing I want to cover is the actual campaign. Interesting thing of the interviews I've actually watched of one of the Treyarch developers or heads talking, he was talking about how the game is actually going to put you in situations where what you do and your choice actually impacts the campaign, which for me that falls more along the lines of like games like Heavy Rain, new games like The Walking Dead, stuff like that, where choices in the game will actually affect stuff later in. Like Heavy Rain, you can choose whether to kill characters, whether to keep them alive, and really stuff that impacts the story, because if there's a player not going to be there, that obviously impacts the story. And they're saying that the single player is going to be sandbox as well, so it's actually a lot to take in with being the single player. And sandbox, anybody that doesn't know, sandbox is literally like Grand Theft Auto or Saints Row, where you're playing in this massive world. You can do whatever you want. I find it hard to believe in a Call of Duty game, but if that's what they're moving towards, I'm all for that, instead of just the same old campaign where it's high action, gunfights, and then, calm down. And it's basically just like you're pinned down at a point, kill all the enemies, move on to the next thing, rinse and repeat. If they actually can throw in some type of storytelling or impact in the story where, if me killing this character or me making this decision will actually change my ending, it would make it interesting for everybody. Because all the past Call of Duties, if I do this, I get that ending. Solid straight, everybody gets the same exact experience. It doesn't matter what the hell you do in between. I think that would be kind of cool. And I really can't talk about this whole sandbox idea, because to me, sandbox means open world, do whatever the hell you want. And I don't know if his wording of sandbox is out of terms or not, but that is super exciting to actually learn that at least they're opening it besides just being on a track and you go right through the game. You know what I mean? More player interaction, more choices. That's what gamers want. That's what we enjoy in a storytelling campaign. Not just on a track, shoot, you're dead. Let's go on to the next level. You know what I mean? So that's interesting. Next thing, I have fun with zombies, but I can honestly tell you guys I'm not a huge zombie player. So they've already said that the zombies is going to be taken to the next level, and he said, there's going to be that core traditional zombies where it's infinite waves and, buying guns off the wall and stuff like that. But there's going to be new game modes, and he actually said he probably said too much actually saying that, but he said that they're going to try to make it more about playing with friends and more about community stuff and interacting with others and stuff. So this adds a cool another factor. When you say more zombie game modes, that could mean a lot of things. They could just be taking from other games, because I think his wording was something along the lines, we're putting new game modes that you haven't seen before in Call of Duty. So that could really just mean, oh, let's steal this idea from, Left 4 Dead, or let's steal this from, shoot, what's that other game? Killing Floor. They could just be stealing ideas from that, and, I'm all for taking ideas if they're good and, building upon them and improving them. So that's cool. If they have some type of game modes where it's not just endless waves, maybe it's actually more of a Spec Ops mission where you have to push forward, get objectives done, or whatever it may be. It's too early to tell. It's just all excitement, you know what I mean? I think that's all everybody is with this information. So the zombies is hopeful. If you're a zombies player, you'll have your traditional infinite waves, and there'll be more game modes on top of that. What they're going to be, it's too early to say. but at least we have more than just that repetitive gameplay. Because don't get me wrong, zombies is fun, but Infinite Waves gets boring to a point where, running in circles can only go so far, and it gets boring when you're just trying to go to higher waves. So there's that. I'm hopeful for a new zombie experience and shit. Multiplayer. So it seems really very vague. We don't have much information on what's going to be happening. The coolest thing I think about the multiplayer is that I always thought that Infinity Ward had the rights to Modern, but I guess if Treyarch says, well, we're going to release our game saying it's in like 2025 or whatever year it is in, they could actually get away with that. Excuse me. I'm kind of tired. It's kind of late. But if they actually say, okay, all the weapons seem to be maybe based off weapons that are, in real life, but it seems as if they're experimenting with more stuff. They have more freedom if they're going to go more futuristic and stuff. You don't have to stay as true to the military and stuff like that. You don't have to have the consistent AK-47, M16, M4, stuff like that. You don't have to worry about having those guns. You can venture off, call the guns whatever the hell you want, like in Halo or Gears of War, Mass Effect. You can kind of play with it more and actually have more creativity with your game. I think that's a really cool route because you can only be stuck in these time periods for so long, and players will always just, it's cool to keep it traditional to the game. Like, I think everybody that started from COD 4 would love to just see the traditional COD 4 AK-47 and stuff like that. But having new guns, new games and shit like that, you have to move forward or it gets repetitive. And I think Black Ops 2 might actually do a solid job at that. And to me, I can honestly say I haven't played Call of Duty in months. So for somebody like me that's been making the transition to other games and other first-person shooters, for me actually to be excited about Black Ops 2, it's actually kind of cool, I think, because I had no interest until this point. I guess you could say I'm actually liking the ideas I hear. It's not just the same old stupid shit. And it seems like they're actually having more fun with the game because they have more freedom going into the future. Before, Black Ops was constricted to a timeline where they could only use certain type of weapons. And, the Call of Duty Infinity Wards are really structured for, I think I get a 3-piece right here. Flash the bots. 1, 2, a 3. What was that? I forgot what the Chappelle Show was. I think he made some joke about that. But, yeah. So I'm really hopeful for that. Oh, man, the video is actually flying by. I'm already like 8 minutes in almost. I didn't really get to talk about Counter-Strike, guys, but I'm hopeful for the new Black Ops 2 series. It looks cool, futuristic. It seems as if kill streaks may play a whole different role if they're going to go this crazy route futuristic. They could play with a lot more stuff, a lot more land vehicles and stuff like that, so they don't have to be restricted to, AC-130 helicopters. They can really make up their own shit. But thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if I missed anything. And if you guys have seen anything that I don't know, please let me know what the hell's going on. I'd be excited to hear some new news. But thanks for watching, guys.